line is available. There's no more printing and faxing. Okay, next. This is our waitlist request form. Can you open it up a little more bit? It is different than what goes to the state, but it's almost like a healthcare request, and it asks all this information. Below, there's gonna be a red line here. Anything down there is ineligible for the program, but SCAN is a program that we can have it in. Before it was no SCAN, and you had to disenroll, and so people are like, well, I need SCAN while I wait for this, and Medi-Cal wasn't getting it, but now they are. So anything below that red line, let's see. I don't see the red line. No, yeah, there you go. PACE. PACE has the waiver program now. However, the difference between PACE and us, and we refer to them exclusively. The difference is in the Medi-Cal waiver program for Department of Healthcare Services, a person must have SSI, and we take that. We leave them like $176 now. That's all they get. And you know, if you have a car note and a cell phone bill, good luck. Okay, I usually tell people you don't need a car anymore. You know, well, many people will not go into the waiver program because they're paying rent for a child. And so I said, well, let your daughter in here, because the money follows you, okay? But PACE does have the program. PACE does not take their SSI, but PACE will always flip them back over to us when the care becomes greater. The problem is, you're gonna get on that 8 to 10 month wait list because you're in the community now. But PACE is also an ideal program for this. When you have some younger people who say, I'm not giving up my money. You're giving it up if you come here. If you come to the Medi-Cal waiver program, you are, but in PACE you don't have to. And IEHP used to have it during COVID, but I think they have some form of it as well, okay? They cannot be on SCAN, they cannot be in regional center. If you have that person, a lot of times applications, I'll say, well, are you regional center? Go to regional center, you know, because there are only 4 people to a house, private beds, everything. Well, they want to, you know, one lady said, I want him to live independent. He's not. And then also, typically, we can't help anyone from regional center because the disability doesn't qualify. But our agency is one, if not the only, that services the deaf, blind, and hard of hearing. We employ people who are deaf, and we have nurses and translators, and our newest employee is blind. So we are trying to be inclusive and find facilities. Please always tell us if there's a facility that has a deaf or a blind person. We will then refer there so that there's companionship, okay? Let's see. Oh, there's health information here in this box. For the person with a G-tube or catheter or insulin, some of those things, that's nursing home. Can't go into a facility, it's still residential, okay? And yes, they may be doing it at home, but you can't do it there. They can have dialysis, they can have all those other healthcare needs that aren't life-threatening, and they could get that same assistance in a facility, a residential facility, okay? Here we go.
Pardon me, what about wound care?
Wound care can only be up to, it cannot exceed a stage 2. Wound care, I mean, you need to be in the hospital for that.
Stage 2.
Yeah. And non-ambulatory dementia, all of that doesn't matter. Whatever is happening at home can happen in their new home. Okay, there's no problem with a person that's bedridden. There's a lot of nurses that are opening up RCFEs for this now, and doctors. There are a lot of doctors.
But you're assessing that, like we don't know.
You will never need to know. Yeah. Oh, because if you check wound, when the nurse does it, she's gonna say, and DHCS has only twice rejected our application because they said that person belongs in the SNP. But we typically don't have a problem. Yeah. And then this is the next form, the financial consent form. Okay? It says what the new room and board rates are. We updated. Right now it's like $13.98. I think it's $1,700. That's me giving the old slide a couple months ago. But that person says, I understand that the applicant is responsible for the rent. I consent to contact Social Security to see if they can get a bump. Because like the wife that's got $700, admissions paperwork with the facility taken to Social Security or done online, which I took information, we can request extra to be up to that amount. But it's only then. I had a gentleman, when he got the money, he was like, I'm leaving. I was like, you're leaving that money too? You're leaving that money right there. Okay. And then they agreed to participate in the program. We will a lot of times ask people, if they're under 70, I'm interviewing them, myself or my administrator, because I want to say, you know, you're gonna be living with old people, right? You're 70, but you know, you're gonna be living with old people. And now the state has some real crazy rules. They can have conjugal visits, they can lock their doors, they can do all these things. And not here, not with all our healthcare. You can do it with anybody else. I'm not gonna make that miserable for a true senior citizen. I'm not gonna do that, okay? That's too many rights, okay? I think we might be at questions now.